Let's go, Ding. We're back. Road to the Title. Season 3 keeps on getting better and better and better. We just finished the 4th episode. 3 incredible fights. We're getting some animosity in the house. Pono, is he trying to sun him? And we probably got the best line I think I've ever seen on Tough or Road to the Title. Can we say it on here, Ding?
Yeah, I mean, I don't remember what the line was. It's about thunder and lightning, essentially, but you do it better than me, but I thought it was a great line also.
I guess so. If you can't come in her, you better come on her. There we go, my man. 3 amazing fights across the board. I mean, are you surprised they actually allowed that line to be said?
No, bro. They got Michael Bisping on the broadcast calling people flinching ass bitches and pussies and stuff like that. I'm not surprised at all.
Awesome. Yeah. I mean, dude, we get here. We're ready to rock. We've got 3 incredible guests. We've got Rod Alavi joining us. We've got James Stonier, and we've got Brandon Bordeaux. There's matches in the middleweight division. I know Bordeaux's got a lot to say. We haven't talked to him from a bit. We're going to get him, his catch up. We're 4 episodes in. We're going to see what he thinks of the fights that we've seen in his division and some of these 155ers. But without further ado, let's bring in the man who's got probably the best intro in Power Slap. My man, Rod. How you doing?
What's up, brother?
You're really good, my man. I want to hear it. I need to see it because I know you got it rocking with.
Hey, we got the strength right here. And we got the conditioning right here.
Awesome, man. I got to ask you right off the very top, how did you get involved in Power Slap? Because you seem to have your liquor game strong and you're smoking like a fiend.
Man, I just love to have fun, bro. So I sent him a picture of me holding 2 40-ounce Mickeys, and I said, I just want to slap someone on camera. I've done this shit for free for so long. I was like, I know I'm a character. I play the bit, and I know I'd be good on TV. And I knocked out everyone I ever fought. So it all added up. Never been dropped in my life. So
you're lying to me. There's no way you had 2 40s in your hand.
I did. The picture's out there somewhere. Maybe one day I'll release it. You know, I'm the only fan.
Too funny. I thought one of the things right off the bat, most people usually introduce themselves for their intro, and you got your homie in the back seat that's running narration for you while you're driving. Who's this guy and how'd that come about? Because I've never seen that before.
That is one of the coolest people on planet. That is Chris Weeks, and they cut out all the best parts. We did a whole minute-long bit. We're going in. I was talking about how I beat up my teacher. I turned her from Miss Greyhound to Miss Black and Blue Hound. Dude, they cut it all out, dude.
Is that a true story?
He's a character. I didn't actually beat up my teacher.
Okay. Can't be spreading rumors here, can we?
I don't beat women for free, okay?
I wouldn't even go down that path. The world's too soft, and we don't need to know if you get paid, if that's going to happen or not. We'll leave that one out there in the ether just in case. Maybe a future episode. We don't want you canceled before you get started.
I'm trying to go the Sean Strickland route, bro.
Okay. So Sean Strickland's your icon, or the guy.
I've trained with him. He's been in my gym, Millennium MMA. He's a G. Really? He's a G.
Awesome. Well, it explains a lot. So we've got a new Sean Strickland on the rise coming out. So let's dive into it, my man. I want to narrate with you through your entire fight, okay? Unless Ding, do you have anything you want to say before we get into it?
No, man, nothing. Wait, shout out Strung Out Productions, my sponsor. Look at this nice ass hat. This nice ass shirt. Strung Out Proud on Instagram. Go through.
Ding, that was towards you, my man. You want to ask Rod anything?
Yeah, real quick, Rod. You came in at 167. Is that? I mean, what's your traditional walk around weight? Like, what would you say you weigh right now?
I walk around at 162, bro. I had to chug a gallon of water to get to 167, man. These welterweights are walking around 185, 190. I'm fighting people 25 pounds heavier than me.
So I think you know where I'm going with this. What was the thought process of welterweight, not lightweight?
Dude, I told him to put me in heavyweight, but Erica was like, nah, we can't do that. I've knocked out people 300 pounds with one punch, bro. It's a slap. Obviously, it's different. But I was like, give me the baddest motherfucker. I don't care. I want to go up to middleweight if they let me. I'll stay at the same weight. I don't care. I just like the challenge. To answer your question, I like the challenge of bigger guys. It looks cooler when a smaller guy knocks out a bigger guy. So I've never been dropped in my life. I'm confident in my job. Give me the biggest, baddest guy on the planet. I'll fight King Kong right now.
Yeah, and I don't know if this was the thought process, but the champion in your division right now has this movement that's been started that he calls the right on one army. You strike right on one. Is there any correlation there? Or is that just what you normally do?
Dude, I didn't even watch Power Slap before I got in the show. I watched one fight. My homie sent me a TikTok. I was like, I could do this. I didn't even know who the champion was. I didn't know any of this right on one. I just thought it looked cool if I just stood there and boom, knocked his ass out. Because that's how I do it in the street. You talking shit to me or blah, blah, blah. As soon as your jaw's open, you're on the floor. Pick up your homie, bro. Pick up your homie.
And the final one for me before we watch your fight. You talked about Tyler's beard in some of the clips that we saw on the show. There's been a lot made of that over time. People have said that the beard is kind of an unfair advantage. Having faced a guy who's got kind of the Duck Dynasty beard going on, what do you think? Do you think the beard matters? I mean, obviously you got the guy out of there, but just in your experience, because you did mention beard is a hard target. What were your thoughts? Obviously, you got that. You ended up getting. You didn't have any fouls, so you were able to kind of get them on point.
Honestly, man, if the beard is your issue, you're in the wrong sport, bro. I definitely think it gives you an advantage, but if you can grow a beard like that, rock it, man. That's what I think. Does it give you an advantage? 100%. But you know what? If you can get it like that, you got it like that. If that's an issue for you, then you're in the wrong place, bro. If you can't find a target, you get to touch the shit. You get to see where it is, bro. Don't cry about it. What the fuck? We're not in the holding hands competition. We're in a fighting competition, bro. That's what I think.
Awesome, man. Let's get into it, Rod. Oh, did we lose him?
No, he's here.
Rod, you there? All right, let's go, my man. What's going through your mind right here? You're getting ready, going on the offensive. Round one.
What? I'm just thinking I'm about to kill this motherfucker, bro. I'm ready.
Where's the confidence come from?
You know what? God. That's it. God in my experiences, man. It doesn't come from no fake place.
So you grab your shoulder. You talked about it later that you jacked your shoulder on this first one. Oh, we keep losing him. Hey.
Sorry.
The first one, you jacked your shoulder.
Yeah, I tore my rotator cuff. It was a partial tear on my first hit. I didn't go through my target.
Savage, and you were able to come back.
Yeah, man, I didn't care if my arm fell off at that point, man. Like, I'm gonna kill you.
Gotcha, my man. Looks. There we go. For some reason, we don't have the full video up here right now, but hopefully the producer can get that back. So let's talk through that first round. So you're able to eat that, or you're able to deliver that strike before cut off here. You were receiving it backwards. So you were able to, you're about to receive the strike. What do you think of Tyler? How'd you feel his energy in the first part of it? Like, were you able to feel him?
Yeah, 100%. He has a scary stare down, but when I looked in his eyes, I could tell I got him. I could tell as soon as I see someone's eyes, I know exactly what's going to happen.
It keeps dropping off on us. I wonder if he's getting calls or what's happening, man. Probably a busy cat keeps on dropping out every time we try and talk to him.
Yeah, most likely. It's all good. We'll get him back here in a second. And it looks like on that fight, we just kind of had some issues on the technical side. We'll get that all fixed. But I mean, just talking about the guy, while he works to get back in here, great personality. I mean, something that we haven't seen. Like he said, he kind of aims for the Sean Strickland thing. I think that's probably the first thing people would say is just kind of that raw, anti-sensitive. I guess to put it this way, anti-woke. But I think overall, he's an interesting cat. He's got a little bit of a character to him, a nice amount of confidence, and of course, he goes out there, has a performance like that. I think overall, this is an exciting prospect in the welterweight division. Obviously, we don't know what happens in round two, but looks like Rod's back, so I'll bring him back in here, brother. So just to kind of pick up where we left off, can you hear me?
Yeah, man. I think the heat is messing up my Wi-Fi or something. I don't know.
That's all good. Yeah, because you're in California, so I bet it's not too cool down there or up there. Excuse me, but back to talking about your rotator cuff. What part of your rotator cuff did you, because obviously there's quite a few.
Right here, I don't know what the exact name is, but like the front delt area, I literally felt it tear as I hit him.
Okay, and you saw the doctor, and they confirmed you tore this thing.
Well, the doctor's backstage. I didn't want to really tell him because I wanted to go on to the second round, but they were like, oh, we'll check it out after round two, Okay. So yeah, I went to my doctor, and they were like, yeah, it's a minor tear, just let it rest.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. I mean, That's an interesting one. I don't know that we've seen a ton of rotator cuff injuries, but it's a big one. So in your head, like, you get out of this match and obviously you're in pain. You said you felt some tear. What are you thinking? Like, are you confident? Are you the kind of guy that's just like, I don't care. I'll go up there. I'll crawl up there if I have to. Or are you kind of like concerned this might actually be a problem?
No, I'm not thinking about that at all. If your energy is going anywhere to like this is bad, you're already losing energy, bro. You're already losing power that you could have used to knock out your opponent. That's what I think. So I'm just rolling with the punches, man. Whatever God puts in my life, I accept it. So I had no break in my confidence at all. Never have, never will.
All right, boys, we got the footage back. Let's talk through it. Sorry, my man, had to pull a little magic here.
Yeah.
All right, so here's the one you talk about with the rotator cuff.
Didn't go through. My hit didn't go through, and all that shit went. You can see my shoulder just almost pop back.
Mm-hmm. It's going in here. We see Tyler get animated. Were you worried at all that you might have awoken the beast?
No, I wanted that, man. It takes two to tango. I want the beast is at the highest level he can be. It looks cooler that way when I knock him out.
See Tyler with a much more slow, deliberate delivery. How'd that feel, man? Because, I mean, you look really confident all the way through here.
Man, I'm the type of motherfucker where we start drinking Everclear and we just start punching each other as hard as we can, like square, cross in the jaw, everything. I've never been dropped in my life, so I had no issue with it. Obviously, it hurt, but that's nothing.
Dude, I've got to ask this question. The eye closing. What are your thoughts? I mean, obviously you did it. I don't know if that's instinctual. I mean, what are your thoughts on that? There's a lot of argument back and forth with the strikers and whether, the eye closing thing's a good thing, it's a bad thing. Having done it, what do you think, would you do?
Man, you got to look to see when the strike is coming, but as soon as you see their arm go, you got to close your eyes because what if a finger goes in your eye, bro? I'm not trying to lose an eye over this shit. So I close my eyes as soon as it's coming because I know it's coming. I know to brace and I know to go with the energy, Don't go before, obviously, because you don't want to flinch, but yeah, you have to see the strike, but as soon as it's coming, you already know it's what time it's going to hit you, So I close my eyes just to protect my eyes.
Yeah, obviously you see on the second strike, it looks like you actually were able to kind of push through.
Yeah.
Do you think that was the difference maker? Just being able to kind of gain that momentum and get it right through your opponent?
Yeah, I found the target better. Word to Robert Trujillo, bro. He told me to go on 2. He said this beard is going to be a hard target to find. Go on 2, don't go on 1. I listened to my coach in that moment, and hey, he deserves my check, bro. That's all Trujillo. Trujillo's coaching is fucking pinnacle, man. That's a brother for life.
Did you know instantly that Tyler wasn't going to be able to go out of that round, or did you think he was going to get back up?
You know what? It didn't matter to me if he was going to get up or not. I knew I was gonna take it either way. But in my eyes, I was going to take him out one round. I wanted to kill him, bro. I didn't want him to wake up. So when he took it, I was like, all right, well, next one's going to be it. And yeah, that was it.
Awesome, man. I mean, impressive debut from you. What's your background? Do you know, like heritage?
My hair, like where I'm from, my family. I'm Iranian. Yeah.
Iranian. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Awesome, man. Awesome. Did your parents cook any good food growing up?
Yeah, all Persian food. I hated it all. I wanted pizza and burgers, man.
Really? Dude, yeah, I love Persian food, man.
Dude, everyone does, but when you grow up with it all the time, it's like you grow up with like a Latina chick 24/7, and then you try an Asian chick, and you're like, whoa, actually, this is a brand new terrain I can explore.
Careful.
Like
Corey likes Asian chicks. Careful.
We all love all women.
There we go. Awesome, man. You're a character. You're a gentleman. You seem to be a good dude. Probably the most popular guy on a Friday night. And we're glad to have you in Power Slap, my man.
Appreciate it, guys. Thanks for everything.
Awesome, Rod. Take care, buddy. We'll see you again soon, okay?
Yes, sir.
Thanks, man. All right. We got Rod in the house. My man is on fire.
I like him. He's different, man. He's different for sure, but I like him.
Totally. Great to see. I mean, personality didn't, wasn't the guy that you think would be the typical recruit if it's true that he had 240s in his hands. I'm not sure how Erica and the crew decided to select that one, but I mean, it worked out. Took care of Tyler, moving on to the second round. And big personality, man. It's great to see. We're going to bring in another big personality, a guy that is no stranger to slap news. Mr. James Billy Stonier. How you doing? Long time no talk.
Hey, man. How you doing?
Good, my man. I know it's probably been killing you since the filming of the show up until this point to the release of the match, because I know you're an incredibly passionate individual that loves to share your accolades. How hard was it, and how excited are you now that you're back in the limelight?
Man, it's definitely something that's different being back in the limelight. You know, I was there for 8 and supposed to have that match, and we all know how that went. So being able to be brought back was pretty awesome in itself. Honestly, it's been kind of hard, but at the same time, I wasn't too proud of that first match. It was a prime example of, if it isn't broke, don't fix it. You know, I tried a new slap thinking it was going to work out for me. I ended up missing and getting him pretty much with my fingertips. When he clubbed me the second time, I walked back and Turpin told me that it was going to be disqualification. And I was like, dude, can we defer that? Like, I want to go back up there. I'm going to go back to my original. And he was like, nah, man, you know, a win's a win. Just take it. And I was like, I was not happy.
Absolutely, my man. Talk to me about Kody pre-fight. When you're squaring off with him, face off, you size him up in the house.
Man, I never, I mean, me and Kody have always gone back and forth. I mean, we had our little feud on Facebook or whatnot, and then we ended up becoming actually like some pretty good friends. But something about that bird shit that he does, he did it, and my temper, you watch my face go from like tan to bloodshot red really quick. Like, my temper just set off. And so that's why I yelled. And it was actually funny because right afterwards he was like, dude, it was so hard to keep character because whatever you ate for lunch, a little chunk of it like flew out and hit me on the bottom lip. And I was like, nah, that's a lie. But when I watched the remake of the video, I was like, oh my God, I spit on your bottom lip, bro. I'm so sorry.
That's awesome, man. I mean, it's great to see you back. You're a good personality. I know you're fighting, as you said, for yourself, but also for your family. You know, hardworking guy. I know you've come a long way from even the first time I met you, you know, because, you know, like, obviously you've overcome a lot. You know, you had some issues with substances. Now you're back at it, man. It's a second opportunity. You look like you're keeping clean. You look like you're in good shape. You look healthy. Your face looks good, man. So it's great to have you back. Let's dive into it. Let's break down your match, okay?
All right.
All right. So you're 9 pounds on him. Going into it here. Quite a substantial slap score difference as well.
Yeah, I feel like that slap score really isn't completely true.
Why not? What do you think?
Well, I don't know, man. I know that they base it off of pretty much what we do in the little combine, but I had one of the top 7 highest hits on the hit cube, and the dude that did have the highest hit, if they ever do show that clip, he kind of Judy chopped the bag, dude. He hit that thing with the side of his hand. It wasn't even a complete slap. So
gotcha.
And they only give you one chance to hit the bag.
Gotcha. Talk to me about this first club here. How'd it feel?
It was definitely a little bit of a wake-up call. I went up there a little bit cocky, not thinking that his slap was going to do too much. And it did a little bit more than what I thought it was going to, but I was able to keep my wits about me. And then I got cocky walking up to the stage.
So left on 1.
Again, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And that's exactly what I tried to do. I tried to shorten my stance a little bit. I tried to shorten how far I reached out. I wanted to come more from the hip and try to be quick, because I started to notice that a lot of these slaps that were knocking people out weren't all just power. A lot of them was just the speed and the contact. So I tried to change it and go on one, thinking that's where all my power was going to come from. And then I got nervous, thinking that I was going to end up clubbing him in the ear. So I shortened. And when I did, I literally caught him. His palm or his chin hit me right in the middle of the knuckles.
Gotcha. Gotcha. So that was the one that you reworked. We just seen the second club from Kody. In comparison, how did I mean, I know being clubbed it's not the same, but being hit from Dorian, being hit from Kody now the second time, what's the differences?
I'd have to say the difference. Dorian hit one. I was way dehydrated. I drank way too much the night before. I let Vegas get the best of me. And I acted like a teenager. And so dehydration played a big part in Dorian's hit. I feel like if it wasn't for dehydration, I would have been able to have passed the little doctor's test. But if you look back at that compared to what they do now, I would have been able to go up for my second hit if that match would have happened now. I got up and I walked to them. They just said that my eyes were flickering. But being hit by Kody, I don't know. It was a little bit different. I tried something different with my stance with that as well. Before I was trying to roll the noodle or try to twist it in half, where this time I felt with trying to pull it apart from behind my back kind of locked everything out. So my chin, I mean, it held the test. But
gotcha, my man. I mean, you're victorious. We've seen you take a knee. We heard Austin Turpin, telling you to go down. Obviously listening to your coach is always smart. Do you feel like if it wasn't two clubs, could you have continued?
I definitely think I would have been able to continue. I took the knee just because of the fact that I heard Turpin say that he wasn't going to, they weren't going to count me. They weren't going to give me the standing 8 count. So I was like, all right, well, then I'll take the knee. But then I shot right back up within a couple of seconds. I was right back up and I was ready to go. So yeah, I was definitely ready to compete. That's the reason why I got so upset about them calling it a club on the second time, because I wanted to go back up and have my second chance to at least be able to hit.
Absolutely. Victorious, my man, you're moving into the house. I mean, without giving too much away, was it a frat party?
All I can say, man, is stay tuned, because it was definitely a whole other level. It really was.
Dang, what do you got for Mr. Stonier?
Saz, Billy, congratulations, man. Obviously not the way that you want to kind of go out, but nonetheless, as Turpin said, a win, man. Couple questions for you. First, you obviously came in Power Side 2. You have a great night against Polar Bear. Come back against Dorian. Not your night. No. Now they put you on the show. In hindsight, I mean, obviously we don't know what happens in round 2. I'm not asking anything about that, but in hindsight, do you feel like there's any benefit to competing on the number? Like, what do you think is better, to compete on the number cards, then go back on the show, or start on the show and make your way out?
I think starting on the show and then making your way up is probably the better way, just due to the fact of you're getting that limelight where a lot of people are seeing you, and not just you showing up and taking a hit and getting a hit, but they're actually getting to know you as a person. So doing that, and then people seeing you, you get the followship, you get the fans, you get the loud, everybody chanting your name and all that stuff. Whereas then you come from the live events and you go on the show and people know who you are, but then the people in the house they treat you a little bit different. Like they want you to teach them everything. And it's like, man, that's what we're here for. We're here to be coached by these guys. I'm here on the show as a competitor, bro. I'm not gonna sit here and show you everything I know, but yeah, I can help you a little bit here and there. But that's all it was mainly. It was just people looking up to you like a papa bear. That's what they were calling me and Pono, were the father figures until right about the end, and then well, y'all will see.
Yeah, so I'll come back to Pono in a second, but on the subject of kind of, you being that veteran guy, the guy that's got experience, for a guy like Turpin, who you guys have kind of been around for the same amount of time. Again, he's not a guy that came up on the show either. What did you make of his coaching? I mean, you talked about it a second ago, the knee, him recommending that you take the knee, and we've seen that throughout the show so far. I mean, what would you say about Turpin's coaching, having been somebody that struck and fought while he was your coach?
I can damn sure say that he's somebody that will get you in that hype mode, but without making you lose your focus, not like just walking out there just angry. He'll sit there and he'll make you want to be angry, but then he'll pull you to the side, be like, all right, now it's time to get in that mode. The coaching during the show, I can say he's high strung, so he bounced a lot. Everything that we did was damn sure something that helped me out or helped the people out around me. But yeah, man, he's hyper. He bounces from one thing to another. Damn sure a good guy to have in your corner though, because he literally will sit there and make sure that you hear him. So if you got to focus on anything in the room, even if there's a crowd, you can hear Turpin over the crowd. So if he tells you, hey, take a knee, take a knee, take a knee, your best bet is probably to listen to him and take that knee, because he's seeing it from a whole different point of view.
Yeah, 100%. And on the subject, kind of circling back to Pono, obviously we saw in the episode, he kind of, I mean, things between him and Angel were a little unusual. I won't say they got into it because it sort of felt like it got de-escalated. Obviously, Angel being a middleweight and Pono being a heavyweight. Do you know anything? Were you around for that situation? Do you know kind of why it got like that? Was there history that we didn't see on the show?
I think Angel put on a little bit of an act for the show, and it backfired at him from Pono, because I could tell you, Pono is a sweetheart. I mean, to really be honest with you, man, he's just as easy as a feather. But to then turn around, he has a whole other side of him. And that's not the side that you really want to see. So he just put Angel in his place and let Angel know, like, you don't come at me like that.
Awesome, man. Again, congratulations and shout out to you for that microphone you got there. I see it, man. It's super professional and you sound great.
Yeah.
Trying to, man. Trying to.
One last one, James. One last one. What's your blood pressure like right now? Because I got something for you, but I got to make sure you're doing okay, because I'm going to get you tomato red.
I don't know. Probably 110 over 90 or so, probably.
All right. So you're not going to have a stroke on me here then. Is that what you're saying? All right. So from one, Mr. Corey Corbin. Well, that was embarrassing. After watching that, I know 1,000% Sass Billy had zero chance of beating me, and I will absolutely knock him out with one slap. You can tell him that.
Hey, you hear my wife? You probably can hear her in the other room laughing her ass off. Corey, I'm telling you now, bro. Any day of the week. Dana, if you're listening, Frank, if you're listening, if you want to bring that bitch back and give him the punishment that he deserves, let me take him in the fucking ring. Matter of fact, I'll even do you one better, Corey, since you bitched out on the last one because you found out that I fucking won the coin toss, you hoe. I'll give you the coin toss. You can hit me first, bitch. Have a nice night.
There we go, James, bringing the fire as always, my man. You're making Ding piss his pants there in the back corner. Much love, my man. Look forward to seeing you. Moving on to round two.
Love you guys.
I think Ding's gonna have a heart attack here.
Hey, don't shit your pants, bro.
Awesome, James. Appreciate you, buddy. Much love, man.
All right, brother.
Take care. Dang, I don't think I've seen you laugh
Bro,
this hard,
I am
man.
crying right now, bro. Why did you do that?
Why not?
Oh my God.
Television.
That is the most savage thing you've ever done on this fucking program, bro. That is insane. That is insane. I was like, where's this going? I thought you were going to show him like a still of Big Bird or something. And when you said Corey Corbin, I lost it, dude. I lost it.
Dude, I'm like pulling out, man. I'm pulling out like the deep, dark ends of journalism here, buddy. Never said I'm a journalist, but I'm pulling it out.
Dude, we got Rod out here, and you fucking you acting different, bro. You got some of his energy or something. That's fucking wild.
Awesome, man. Awesome. Let's keep on rolling, my man. The guy's been waiting too long in the wings. We're gonna bring him back. The Butcher. Where's he been? What's he been up to? Mr.
My
Bordeaux.
guys, what's up, guys? Hey, sorry for my lighting shit. My kids are inside getting ready to go to bed, getting all pissed off at their mom. So.
Cool, man. We know what you look like.
Yeah, you're good. What's up? How are you guys doing?
Doing good, man. What do you think of the show so far?
It's been pretty good. It's good to see, new talent and everything come in. Obviously, we all know how big Power Slap's getting, and to see these new guys coming in is another wave of talent, and for things to keep getting bigger, it's good to see. You can tell a lot of the guys are new. I've been seeing a bit of fouling, technique wise and stuff like that, but they've got lots of time to work. These guys got lots of time to work on their technique and everything. Look at myself when I was on the show compared to where I am now. In my opinion, a lot of people's opinion, I'm a completely different person. So, but you do have to put the work in it. It ain't just gonna happen, with you just sitting on your ass. You do got to put the work in. You gotta want to be good. You gotta want to get better. And it starts with busting your ass. That's for sure.
Totally. What are you doing every day, my man, to bust your ass to get ready for whatever's coming next?
I'm constantly working. First and foremost, we're always butchering. You know what I mean? So that's a job that's that's a real physically demanding job for one. And then I'm constantly working out, doing different things, constantly practicing technique. In the gym all the time, and been throwing in some rope climbs and doing some stuff like that, and just working every day.
Awesome, my man. You still hitting the gym hard, making those weights count?
Always. Yeah, I love being at the gym. See, the thing was, and coming into the show last October, actually, I hadn't gotten into the gym much. You know what I mean? I had that back surgery a few years back, so getting back into lifting, everything was kind of made me nervous. You know what I mean? And how it would feel on my back and stuff. So since I've gotten back in, and you know what I mean, you see the results. You know what I mean? You feel yourself getting stronger and everything like that. It kind of it gets addicting a little bit. You know what I mean? So now it's it's a lifestyle thing. It isn't just a hobby for me. It's a lifestyle thing that I do every day. Every day I'm constantly doing something to get better, even on my rest days, and rest days are very important. On my rest days, I'm still finding something to do to work on getting better. I've been posting the 1% better every day. And that comes from the wrestling world. I came from a really big wrestling school, a really good wrestling school, and we always preached, get 1% better every day, 1% better than what you were yesterday. You know what I mean? Constantly getting 1% better, and you keep yourself progressing. You know what I mean? You're not letting yourself stay the same. You're not going backwards. You know what I mean? Constantly progress, constantly keep getting better.
Yeah. I mean, you came onto the scene, rode to the title too. I mean, in 2024, hasn't been that long, probably 6-7 months here now. You kind of sympathize with the guys, kind of see these first couple episodes, these these win-in matches, and kind of the, round one, does it kind of bring you back to the, the days of old, I guess, back when you were there on the show?
Yeah, it for sure does. You know what I mean? You see things happening, and you're watching. You know what I mean? I watch a lot of the background stuff that's going on. You know what I mean? Like the cameras are focusing on something, but I'm watching stuff in the background, and just seeing some of the people you see in the background. Some of the workers you see Joey out there again. You know what I mean? Just a lot of things that they're doing. You sit there and you kind of reminisce. And you're like, oh, I remember. You know what I mean? Doing this, or getting out of the vans, and you know what I mean? Just being at the Apex and being in the house with all the other guys and stuff. It was something I'm really happy that I did. when I went to leave, it was really hard for me to leave my kids, you know what I mean, and my wife. That was kind of a hard thing in my family. But you know what I mean. It was probably the best decision I've ever made. You know, to me, because that show, doing what I did on the show, has gotten me to where I am today. You know, so kind of a fight fan. I love you, man. So you know, I love sitting here, being able to watch these guys now take their turn, and to be able to sit back as a fan. You know what I mean? Now I can sit back as a fan, you know what I mean, and see things from that light. And it was kind of nice being out at what was it, Power Slap 7. You know what I mean? I was out there as a backup, so to be able to sit in the stands and watch as a fan, that makes things so enjoyable and makes it a lot more fun. You know what I mean? Fight night and everything like that is, you know what I mean, there's stress. You know what I mean? If everybody tells you there's not stress and nerves going into it, you know, you're out of your fucking mind. You know what I mean? After the fight's over, you know what I mean, everything like that is, then it's you know, time to have a lot of fun and everything feels good. But to be able to watch things, you know, as a fan too, that's a blast.
Awesome, man. Anybody in the chat, if you have any questions for Brandon, drop them right now. We're going to go through a Q&A before we go. Ding, we got Brandon here. What do you want to know about him in the middleweight division?
Yeah, man. I mean, you know, talking about the show, a couple people have disagreed with me on this, and I'm still trying to figure out if I'm crazy or what. And I actually have some statistics that I'll talk about a little later to indulge me a little bit. But from your own perspective, from what you've seen on this show versus the season that you were on, do you think that these strikers have evolved just a little bit? I know I've heard a lot of people say they don't think that this crop of strikers is as I don't want to say talented, but as tough, I guess, is kind of the word that's been thrown around. But as far as the cleanliness of the matches, and again, I'll go into these statistics later on when you know, we're done with the guests. But do you feel like, from your perspective, this is a cleaner season?
Yeah, maybe a little bit. I mean, there still has been a few fouls here and there, which it's expected with new guys. You know what I mean? There's not. We've talked about that. There's not a feeder league. You know what I mean? That feeds into Power Slap. So basically, everybody that's coming in is new to this. You know what I mean? And for new people to come in and expect them to be absolutely perfect, you know what I mean? That's not going to happen. You know what I mean? They're going to have to go through trials, and you're going to have to fuck up a little bit in order to be like, okay, now I know. You know what I mean? Put yourself in the right mentality. Now I know. You know what I mean? I got to go back and work on this. You know, I should get better at this technique. Or, you know, for myself, I was going on 3. You know what I mean? For my first couple of matches, and I sat down and did some studying and started playing with my technique and stuff, and that's where I come up, you know, with myself going on 1 now. And you know, Blackburn started the whole right on 1 army, and I've kind of joined him on that now. And I think I found my technique personally. And you know, like I said, the progress that I showed from last match, you know, I mean, from the last match with Eddie to this match with Brandon, you know what I mean, it was a night and day difference. But yeah, you know, like I said, there's a little bit, you know, a little bit of fouling. I know we kind of had, you know, a bit of that going on too, but it's the nature of the game when you're coming in so new. You know what I mean? There's going to be fouls. There's going to be little hiccups, but those guys, if they're serious about it, you know, they just go back and fix what, you know, they're doing, and you know, make the best out of it. Make the best out of this opportunity for sure, and always say yes. Say yes to every fucking opportunity. You know what I mean, that they're offering to give you. Don't say no to anything.
Yeah, and I mean, as part of my my research to kind of gather some of this data, obviously I had to watch season 2 back. So I watched your matches again, and unless, you know, I missed something, you didn't have any fouls against Eddie. You also did not have any fouls against Joe Landman. So, you know, to the point you're making, like, this is your first time doing this stuff. Kudos to you on being able to keep it clean, especially, you know, in the show and kind of your first time. Another question I have for you, we don't have the clip because I'm not sure, you know, I don't want to make it copyright, but I'll generally tell you, we'll post a clip later on so everybody can see. But Bob Menery, who a lot of people know has been part of the Full Send crew in the past, he made a comment to Dana on the Full Send podcast, sort of alluding to the idea that, you know, there needs to be more to Power Slap, right? It's boring. If you watch it, it's the same stuff every time. Somebody gets slapped, they either go down or they don't, and you keep on doing it. And you know, obviously Dana's rebuttal was like, well, what about boxing? They just punch each other, whatever. So, I mean, what would your response be to that as somebody who does this sport? And, you know, Bob has these comments that he feels like it's stale because it's the same thing over and over again.
I personally love it. You know what I mean? Even watching it on your phone or on a TV, they do such a good job with the broadcast and putting on a show. And we've heard Dana talk about how boring boxing is. You know what I mean? They don't have any good production. They don't have this. They don't have that. And you can tell that, you know, the right people are doing this because the production's good. The show, watching it on your phone or watching it on the TV is really good. But being there in person is a completely different world. And I've told a lot of people that, you know, people ask about it. I'm like, being there in person, especially with, you know, at Power Step 8 with that crowd and everything, that was amazing. That was so fun. It was electric. You know what I mean? The fans were great being there. Like I said, the lighting, the show that they put on, you know, in my opinion, Bob Menery is kind of an idiot, but you know, I think it's doing great. And, you know, look how far things have came in 17 months. You know what I mean? They're progressively getting better. You know what I mean? Everything's progressively getting better. And to go back to what I said, the right people are in charge of this and they really know what the hell they're doing. You know what I mean? If they think they need to make some adjustments here or there, they'll definitely make those adjustments and make things even better.
Amazing. And obviously want to acknowledge the fight fan in this question here. I think we know the answer you're going to give, but I'll indulge. Who gets the next title shot, Brandon or Isaiah?
Well, of course I'm going to say myself. You know what I mean? You know, I'm the only undefeated middleweight. You know, you guys see me saying that all the time. You know, so definitely me, in my opinion. I do understand, you know, what Isaiah did to Wes. You know what I mean? Knocking Wes out, finishing Wes for the first time. You know, that was a pretty big deal. But yeah, I mean, there's arguments to be made on both sides. You know, I believe Isaiah being 2-2 and having 2 losses and being finished twice, and you know, yes, that was at light heavyweight. You know, and he had a little bit of a layoff and came back, and he's done good since. But you know, like I said, I'm undefeated. I don't think I've even been tested yet, really. You know, I've taken some big shots and shown that I have a hell of a chin. Haven't even taken a step backwards. You know, people want to say this and that about me not having power. Well, I think, you know, that last fight with Brandon Rhodes showed a little bit different. You know, showed quite a bit of difference in my power and the technique. You know, it's I think a lot of people kind of discredit Eddie's chin. You know, I mean, winning against Eddie twice. You know, I mean, he's pretty tough, and I think, you know, that'll show as he kind of gets into it a little bit more. But yeah, I'm always going to say myself, you know what I mean, for that title shot. And, you know, if they end up taking Isaiah for that title shot, then, you know, I'd love the winner out of him and John, you know, come Power Slap 10.
Yeah. A couple more quick ones for me. Obviously we released earlier, you know, again, via the Full Send podcast, that the next event didn't confirm will be in Abu Dhabi. We don't have a date for that yet, but just quickly, what are your thoughts on that revelation?
Oh, it's amazing to see things now things are going worldwide, right? You know what I mean? We've been hearing about, you know, other states opening up, this and that, you know what I mean? But for them to take Power Slap over to Abu Dhabi, to another side of the world, you know what I mean? It's just going to open up more avenues, you know what I mean, for everybody, a whole new crowd, you know what I mean? Just a whole new atmosphere, you know, to take things over there. And then, you know, we'll be going to Saudi Arabia a couple times next year. I'm sure we'll be back in Abu Dhabi. So to see things growing like they are, and to see them, you know, getting so big worldwide, it's amazing. You know, I mean, I'm happy to be part of it. I'm happy to be one of the top guys in this division, one of the top guys in Power Slap, and it's been amazing. It's been an amazing journey. I actually just said, had some memories pop up. Last week has been 1 year exactly since I've been involved in Power Slap. So just to see, even from when I was, you know, even this last year, how much things have grown. It's absolutely wild, and you know, I'm extremely happy to be part of this.
Yeah, and then finally, along those same lines, another revelation we got from that podcast was that Fontainebleau and or, you know, Corey can say it better than I can, but Fontainebleau and Power Slap entered into a formal partnership after this event. You know, little tidbit of information that they gave us was that this was the most, I guess, the most gamble, the highest net gambling that ever happened at a Fontainebleau property. So, yep. You know, most gambling took place on that day, more than the Super Bowl, more than any other event, considering all of the Fontainebleau properties on the night of Power Slap 8. They enter a partnership. They also have a property in Miami Beach. We know that Florida's sanctioned. So what do you think of the prospects of heading to Miami for Power Slap, man?
Oh man, dude, Miami would be so cool. I know when they first announced just Florida being open, I made a post and I was like, oh man, if we were able to go to Miami, that would be so badass. So I would love that. You know, I mean, that card comes up. I hope I get the call for that one for sure. Miami would be a blast. And then, you know, Fontainebleau was amazing. You know, I mean, that was the first time I had been in there for the event. Being in there for the event, what was absolutely amazing. The after party, just the areas, the place itself was absolutely beautiful. one thing I'll definitely speak on, I'm sure there's others who are on Power Slap 6 could agree to, when we were over at the Durango, our warm-up areas and everything were like in those damn little Connex containers. That absolutely fucking sucked. There was no room in there. There was no room to warm up. You're all kind of like standing on top of each other. You couldn't even swing. Fountain Blue, we had gigantic ballrooms that we were in, so it felt more, you had your own space, you know what I mean? You had plenty of room to warm up, you know, anything that you needed to do, you know, you had it there. So those Connex containers, I know there's a couple of the other guys that are like, what in the absolute hell, this sucks. So being able to be there at Fountain Blue with those big rooms and everything and see that place is amazing. So it'd be great to have a few more events there in Vegas and take a couple more of them, you know, a couple down to Miami at Fountain Blue would be amazing too. That's going to be fun going down to Miami and stuff. I can't wait to kind of start traveling around and seeing more things.
Awesome, my man. I got one quick one for you. I'm not even sure how to broach the subject, but we know Brandon Rhodes, who we've seen your fight with him, is a contestant on season 3 Road to the Title. I don't know how to explain this to people that have never heard this before, but we're going to see Brandon Rhodes on the show in a future episode. However, we already know, which has been released on Rumble, your fight with him and the outcome of that. So we're going to see Brandon. For people that didn't watch your match, what do you believe that they can expect from Brandon on the show?
Oh man, I have a lot of respect for Brandon. You know, one for stepping up there, taking the fight. You know, I mean, I've been pretty vocal about some other people who have turned stuff down, and you know, I've said it earlier. You know, I mean, take every opportunity that they're, you know, I mean, willing to give you. And they called Brandon with that opportunity, and he jumped on it. So, you know, he's a tough dude. You know what I mean? I expected him to be, you know, pretty tough. You know, I talked to a lot of people on the show and everything, and they said that, you know, he had like the 3rd highest power out of everybody on there. So he's got some power to him, and he's got a decent chin on him. One thing I do want to say about our match, though, is that in the 3rd round, I got robbed of a finish because that could have been stopped 3, 4, 5 different times. You know what I mean? There was the time where he gets up and he goes back down to a knee for a second, and then he comes up again. They tell him to walk, and he kind of wobbles again. You hear Bisbing make a comment about them giving him 17 seconds to recover, and then it starts to cut out, and you hear him say, "Whoa, whoa, whoa! He almost just fell off the stage." You know what I mean? They're you know, sitting there saying he's that rocked and everything, and then when he come up to hit me that second time, can you guys still hear me?
Yeah, you're good, man.
Sorry, my headphones fucked up. When he come up to hit me that second time, he was still kind of wobbling and his eyes were kind of bouncing. So I was just biting down, just hit me, motherfucker. And that's when he hit me in the, you know, a little bit high in the eye and messed my eye up a little bit. But you know, if you watch that back, and I clipped it too, and I'm gonna post it. But I firmly believe that could have been stopped a couple different times for sure, especially when somebody goes to fall off the damn stage.
Let's, you know what, Brandon, let's shelve that for now. Let's connect in the next 2 days. Let's do a full recap of your fight with you.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, that'd be great. That'd be great.
Awesome, my man. I appreciate you joining me. We got to keep this ship rolling. Great having you on. Great seeing your face again. And like I said, we'll connect here in the next day or two, okay?
Appreciate you guys. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, my man. All right, Ding, let's go. Before we get another guest here, we've got Angel joining us, but let's catch up on the comments in the chat. So there's a couple things that are brewing in there. All right, my man. Let's start off with Miss Stonier is joining in. My husband told me when he got to the house that he apologized in advance and hopes he didn't disappoint me when it comes to the Hollerhead. James motherfucking Stonier, you didn't disappoint your wife, but you disappointed me. Get clean, my man. You don't need to be drinking. You have an opportunity of your life. Come on, my man. Put the bottle away. Take this seriously. You are a professional athlete. Let's go, my man. You've got this opportunity to provide for yourself and your family. Come on, my dude. Put the Hollerhead away. There's another time for that when you're retired. Power Slap is not for long. Take the opportunity here and make the most of it, my man. I'm pleading you, my dude. Get clean. I want to see you back up there. I want to see you successful. And I hope it doesn't interfere with the outcome of your showing in Power Slap Road to the Title 3. All right, my man. I'll leave it at that. But
you good? Is your blood pressure okay?
I'm not liking it, man. I'm really not liking it at all. Touch on y'all Spanish fellas.
I'm thinking that's a Miami comment.
You think so? Okay.
Yeah, awesome. I think that's in response to Miami, maybe.
Gotcha. We got Miss Stonier again talking about the coin toss happening live at the event. What do you think, Ding?
Yeah, I think well, so it can't happen live at the event, but I do think it should be a spectacle. I agree with that. You know, oftentimes we don't hear coin toss results until week of the fight anyway. Have it as soon as the fighters get to land down to wherever the destination is, and record the reactions. You don't have to do it live if you don't want to, but make something of it. It should be a spectacle. I think I think Damien DeBell was right. It's fun. It's very fun to see how somebody reacts. It tells a lot about them, and I think that it's a way to engage in fans in a meaningful way that's not necessarily super costly or difficult logistically.
Totally. I mean, we got Parks on Facebook chiming in. How do you go from a 300 seat venue to a 3,000 seat venue in attendance if they thought it was boring?
Yeah, I couldn't agree more, man. I thought, at the end of the day, there's a market for this. We were there at Fontainebleau. It's very clear that this thing's got an upward trajectory.
Yeah, and you know what? Bob Menery has been there in person because I've seen him there, so he knows what the spectacle it is when you were there live. And I tell you, it's like none other. But let's get into it. Let's bring Angel on. I mean, it's going to be dark where he's at before we get him here. The show just keeps on rolling. My man, I appreciate you being patient. Welcome to the show.
What up, guys? How's it going?
Good, my man. I need you to turn your camera sideways. You're bigger than you look.
Oh, yeah,
right now you're looking skinny.
Sure. Is
All
that
right.
upside down?
No, yeah, the second part of that is turn off your screen lock.
It's all good. Just bring it back, man. Don't worry about it. We'll keep on rolling, my man. We got you here.
There you go. We got it.
Let's get rocking, man. Like I said, welcome to the show. Appreciate you joining us here on Slap News. How great is it to watch your fight back?
It was awesome. It was like nothing I've ever expected. It's like, I didn't remember like half of the stuff that happened, me screaming and stuff. I didn't even know I sounded like that till the fight was, on Instagram this morning and YouTube, all that stuff, it was awesome. I wasn't expecting all that, but it was really cool.
Gotcha, my man. I mean, fireworks right from the face-offs. You guys even lock heads off of the stage. I can't say I've seen that in Power Slap. Yeah. Talk to me about all that energy.
I just went up there. I was getting hyped up. Before this even started, I was like at a barbecue at my grandma's. I was telling everybody, I hope that Terp's my coach. I hope he ends up being the coach. He ended up being the coach. I manifested all this, and it happened exactly the way that I thought it would. It's honestly been crazy. I wish that I had everything on video, but like when I was going up there, just fireworks started rolling, and I just started just getting hyped up. Told him to come right here and face off with me. Then after he just started coming up to me, getting in my face, and he put his head in my face, so I just pushed his head a little bit, gave him a little headbutt, a little good luck headbutt.
It looked from my perspective, like, did it get personal?
No, honestly, it didn't. Just like it was right when we started, finding out who we were gonna fight. He's just, he's from Russia. He seems like a serious guy. He's a professional person, and, I like to fight. So I just think that's when it started. And anytime we look at each other, it get really serious, and we just stare at each other, and, we could have fought right there at any time. But right after the fight, we were cool. We were hanging out. We honestly sat next to each other the whole time after talking about the fight, laughing about it. And it was just funny, he doesn't speak English. So, I'm just that type of person. That's just a friendly person. I wanted to talk to him and just, just show him that, America's cool, and like, this was just fun. It was just about, the fight. And then after we could be friends,
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. I know I can't speak. Ding could talk about it. Ding's got a very different view on the Russians. I know growing up in the U.S., kind of a different perspective in regards to that. But yeah. I did notice, and was this an error, or did you actually weigh in at 182.5? Did you miss weight by a pound and a half?
85.
Or 85.
So he was below.
So you're both under. Oh, never mind.
Yeah,
never mind.
Yeah, it's 186 is what it is.
Oh, gotcha.
So what do you?
They said, but I don't think I was, honestly.
So what do you walk around at?
I walk around at like 190, 195.
And so you cut weight. You don't think you were below?
Not at all. I think I was at like 185, but I could have been because I didn't eat for that whole day, and I was drinking water and doing all the water weight stuff, But I don't know. I guess I was at 182. I thought I was at like 185, 186. Not really sure about that one.
Awesome. Dang. Anything you want to ask Angel before we get into the fight, or do you want to narrate through?
Yeah, Angel. So you know, there was an interesting clip during the show of you with you and Pono kind of clashing some heads. You know, what's the story behind that, and was there more context to that? Did you guys have any issues before that moment?
No, honestly,
what kind of sparked that?
We were watching these UFC fights. We got to watch like an event. I think it was 291 of the UFC. And I left the shot glass out, and he just like they were washing dishes, and like I appreciate that stuff. I wasn't worrying about it, but I got another shot glass out and set it right there in the same spot, and he just like tripped out about it, and we just like got in an argument about it, and I just told him like I wasn't done with that, and it just turned into a big fiasco. And then after that, like he was like he seen me there, and then he was talking about like the Russian guy and how he's gonna rip my jaw off. So I just like I stand up for myself. So I just went up to him. I just told him, like you talk too much, and I don't like that. And I just told him that, I just don't think that, he was showing me the same respect. So I just wanted to show him how it feels to, make a person feel like how he did, and just I just want to go up to him and tell him how it was.
Yeah, and then after that all happens, obviously the on the show they don't really show kind of what the disposition is, but are you guys kind of good or obviously I don't want you to tell us what happens.
No, we're not good.
Season. Okay,
we're not good. I don't. Once I see someone act the way they do, and they talk too much and they show who they are. Honestly, it is what it is, and I just go on with life like that. And like I could fake it and act like everything's all good and it's cool, but it is what it is, and I just don't think that shit's cool. And I think people talk too much and act too like badass, and they just act too hard, and I just don't like that. I just don't talk too much, and I just do my own thing, and I like to walk the walk and just show who I am.
What do you think of this comment from Brett and Bordeaux? Any thoughts?
What was the comment?
Just Alex and Angel need to go down to 170.
I think he's just speaking, that we would do good at 170, but who knows? We haven't seen each other in person. We haven't sized each other up, and I mean, we'll never know until we fight each other. And I'd rather fight him and beat everybody in the middleweight and then go down to 170. But I was planning to go down to 170 anyways. So actually, I like that comment.
Awesome, my man. Dang. Take it away, my man. All right, let's go.
Yeah, let's check out the fight, man. Obviously, he comes in a little lighter than you, which is interesting because he's taller.
He is taller for sure.
Did you feel like he was a little guy? Like, did he look small to you?
No, honestly, he was big. He works out a lot. I'm from like Hangtown, Placerville, California, and I haven't worked out a lot my whole life. I drink beer sometimes. I got a beer belly. But, I've been boxing my whole life. And all I've been doing my whole life is boxing and fighting. Honestly, I've been the best fighter in my whole town since, I could breathe. And I'm not a cocky person either. That's just like, just what people say. And just like, like I'm more of a listener. So like, that's just how it is. But, he's a big guy, and honestly, I was intimidated. Like Mike Tyson said, like no matter what, you're always going to be scared or have that type of fear in you, no matter who you're fighting, and that's just how I feel.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think your personality showed here, and just based on what you're saying today, it seems like again you're a guy to defend yourself. But let's talk a little bit about kind of the strike here. Obviously, this is your first time slapping somebody. What did you think of his reaction? What was your thoughts on kind of how he reacted to your first hit?
Man, I thought he was dancing the first time a little bit more when I slapped him, but he just got a little wiggled by it, you know. But I definitely thought he was dancing a little bit more than that.
Yeah, and then
But
you come up with this like pretty pronounced kind of turtling.
yep,
Did you see that on some like what motivated that? Did you see that on somebody?
yeah.
Okay.
So I see Terp doing that a little bit, and honestly, like Terp's like one of the guys I watch a bunch of champions and just people I like from season 1 and season 2 that have these types of things they do, and they say that you can't hide your shoulders or your jaw with your shoulders. So I put my shoulders over my neck, like in the back, and then I push them like right behind my like what is it called?
The traps?
Anyways,
I mean
yeah, my traps.
the
Yeah,
okay.
exactly. I push them right behind my traps. So like I'm like trying to like just make sure that I got like a good guard, but at the same time I'm just keeping my neck strong and just getting ready for the hit.
And do you think that was a good strategy looking back on it?
Yeah, I definitely think that people they like in every single season and every single match they show their jaw way too much. Like people just put their jaws out waiting to get knocked out, and I don't like that at all.
Yeah, so now you step up, you're doing your second strike. He looks a little nervous, a little more
Yeah,
nervous than he did the first time.
for
He has an
sure.
interesting one. He's like breathing and then he kind of exhales on the third one, but you
Yeah,
drop him here.
I don't really like that honestly. Like I think that like he's breathing and stuff, but like in my mind I'm pretty sure right there that I seen him breathing, so I slapped him even quicker than I was gonna, so it would surprise him.
That's an interesting one. Okay. What did you
Yeah.
think? Did you think this was over once you saw him go down?
Uh no, I seen him getting back up at this like right there, but like I was just hyped up. I was just like, yeah, this is how it feels to really hit someone, slap someone, and that's when it really started getting serious for me. I don't think that like I really realized what was going on until I got that knockdown and got that confidence.
Yeah, so you did this the first time also. On his windup, you look like you want to flinch, but then when he actually hits, you don't flinch. Did you notice that?
Yeah, yeah. Honestly, so I was getting the jitters so much
Okay.
that it like just any movement, because I'm a boxer, it makes me like go like this, and flinch and just like get ready for
Oh,
the shot.
yeah, yeah. That's
So
an
so
interesting one.
so once I did that, I was like, okay, all right. And then like I got into the mode. But yeah, that was interesting how I just flinched and then I didn't flinch at all.
Yeah, you don't flinch on the actual strike. You flinch on the windup. It's interesting. Um,
Yeah, it's like
I'm
almost
gonna
like
come
I'm
back.
getting ready for it.
I'm gonna come back to the ripped face comment, but here you hit him again. Another nice one. He gets
Yep.
up faster this time. What are you
Yeah.
thinking when this happens?
I think that I'm just knocking him down and he's just taking the hit. But he's I really feel like that one just like it hurt him, but he knew what was coming this time and he could take it a little bit better. But he's just a beast, honestly. That guy, he was one of the most feared people in the house, and everybody was like fearing him and thought he was just gonna win, and everything was just shit was just gonna go easy. But that's really not how it went. And after everybody really realized it's really about who you are, it's not about what you look like, it's not about anything else. If you're buff or you're tall or anything like that, it's really about who you are as a person.
Yeah, I mean, obviously in round three you get dropped also, so now you guys both drop each other in the third round. Um, do you think that was like the accumulation of damage, or that strike was just that powerful?
um I think that definitely was, that there's just something that went off in my head or my neck or whatever the knockout spot was that made me drop, and that I just went with it, and then I just brought myself up and just stood up quick and just took it. But you know, I don't think that I should So like right before we had we practiced with the ref that was helping us out, showing us how to get ready for the stance and stuff. And he said that we can go like this and we can put our nicks down and get ready for it. But I might have went into it too much or went away from it. Whatever I did, the ref told us like we can go down. I don't know. It's a bald guy that like refs in the UFC.
Mark Smith.
Mark Smith. Yeah, Mark Smith. So yeah, Mark Smith. You know, he just like he put his neck down, and there was like 5 different people that have done that so far, and I really think it's because Mark Smith told us to do that. And you know, I've been waiting to say this because if I never got that flinch, I would have won all 3 rounds. Would have never got knocked down. Yeah, you know, but it's cool. I think that was a really good war.
Yeah, I mean, you said a couple of things that I want to highlight. First, you know, I did see, and I took note of this. I'm sure Corey did as well. It looked like Mark Smith was coaching Alexander through kind of where to be, and like, you know, obviously there's a language barrier there, the translator's there, which is another thing that we don't traditionally see. Even the translator was there when he was getting back up to tell him what Rob was telling him, you know, to translate that for him.
Yep.
I thought he was, you know, again, you don't usually see them like grabbing the chin and saying, leave it right here. And I thought that was an interesting kind of thing for us to see. In addition to that, though, I completely agree with you, actually. I think the flinch was the make or break, because I think with the flinch, because neither of you got knocked down, you lost round 1, even though he had the worst reaction. Because you flinched, I think you lost that round. And I think that's why you lost the fight.
Exactly.
So in the moment,
draw, but still,
it ends up being a draw. But what I mean is you don't get the win. Excuse me.
I know, yeah, exactly. I didn't get the win,
but,
and that's what sucks.
But when the fight is over, what is going in your head? What do you think's happening? What do you think the judges are going to say?
So honestly, when I hit him the first time, I made him dance a little bit, and then he hit me, and then I just took it, walked away. Or no, that was the flinch. So I flinched a little bit, ate it, and then he hit me again, ate it. But that first round, I made him dance, you know, a little stumble. And I felt like that, you know, that was like, okay, he still won that round, even though he flinched. All right. And then the second round, boom, I knock him down for 8 seconds. And then he hits me. I eat it, walk away, won that round. And then the third round, he hits me, or no, I hit him. Boom, I knock him down for 5 seconds. And then he hits me. He knocks me down for 2 seconds, 3 seconds. So I think there's like so much variations of stuff of where I won and how long it took him to get up and me to get up, and then how much times I made him stumble and he made me stumble. I don't even think that flinch was like, you know, it shouldn't have mattered that much, but sometimes that's just how it goes.
Yeah, 100%. And you know, I personally think it was a great performance. Aside from that, obviously it ends in a way you don't want it to. But I think you definitely earned some fans and you showed some mettle. So, Corey, yeah. I'll turn it over to you, my brother.
Appreciate a couple things, man. First off, like, did you pull over? Are you on the side of the highway? Where are you at?
No, I'm actually at my auntie's house.
Okay.
I got a chair right here, sitting right here with my beer.
Nice.
You know, I'm in a chair right here.
Nice.
Right, nice view.
Yeah, that's a beautiful view.
Yeah, we'll check it
Nothing
out.
like that in New York, man. Nothing like that in New York.
Yeah, this is Hangtown, California.
Nice, man. Is that your girl that we see on the show beside you too? Still supporting you?
My girlfriend.
Awesome, man. Awesome.
Yep.
Hey, how are you? Nice to see you.
Yep. It's Kathy.
Awesome, you know, a couple things that I seen right off the bat here. You know, it looked like his strikes more so stung you than hurt you. We see him kind of grabbing your face in a way that I haven't seen a lot. It was almost like it's one of those annoying bee stings or something that was more surface level. Like, did it feel like that? Because your reaction was very different than what we typically see.
Yeah. So like if you seen how I grabbed my face like really fast and I was just like walked over to Terp, like it like I think something like got in my eye, the powder did or something, and the sting at the same time. And after that, like, you could just see how I snapped right out of it and how it just didn't hurt that bad, like, damage wise. But you're definitely right. It did sting, and yeah, you could see how I walked back and something's in my eye.
Mm-hmm.
Or just like, I just got a beast just stung me in the face.
This is the first time we've ever seen the translator be that close to an athlete. Do you think that's fair to have an extra person on stage that close to you?
I wasn't really bothered by it. When it really came down to it, I couldn't notice anything. It was me and him right there, and you think, like, you're just battling and it's just a slap contest, but you guys are really fighting, and it's a war. Like, you guys are two gladiators trying to take each other's heads off.
Yeah.
And
so right here,
came down.
It almost looks like you put chalk in your own eyes right here. Maybe that's part of what was thinking too. But I want to watch this one back because I noticed something right away. Yeah. And tell me if it was true or not, because it almost looks like, I'm not going to go conspiracy theory, but it looks like they speed up. Because when you hit him on this one, he takes his mouth guard up, and watch how fast it speeds until the ref says continue. Like, he falls, takes his mouth guard out. He's down on the ground. You see him fall over here, but watch how fast he gets up here. He's at 7, 8, 9, and good.
Honestly, I'm not going to lie. It's the way he got up so quick looks like it sped up. But right after he got up, it kind of went back to the same motion. But he did get up really quick. That might just be because, he does squats and stuff, but he got up pretty quick. I'm not going to lie. That's true for sure. He definitely...
Because it looks like they might have cut a part out, because all of a sudden he was down, he's up, and it was like instantaneous, boom, he's ready to go again. I don't know. It's just kind of interesting to me, that one, just looking at the way they edited it.
Yeah, I see that too. I was right there though. I seen him, I heard him counting and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, right here, I could see where, it looked like it got in my eye or something.
Yeah.
What's the rip face stuff about? I wanted to ask you that. Like, I mean, Dana calls it ripping your face, of course, but we see like some level of blood. To me, it looks like an abrasion.
Yeah.
I mean, what was that? Did he cut you? Is it like what
you
happened?
Guys remember Wesley Drain? In the first season,
yes.
How he got the hematoma.
Yeah.
I got that, and then I got this type of scratch right across my face, but it wasn't any open wound or nothing. It was like there was a bunch of different scratches right here on my face, just going down a little bit. He might have dragged his nails across my face. I'm not really sure about that one, but I definitely think that it wasn't a rip face. That they just need something to name it. They were posting me the whole day. They're giving me all my like my shine. I feel like they needed to give him his glory.
Oh, he's
Losing
gone black. His glory. We'll save that one. See if we get him back.
All right, man. No, but
good fight. I think that one mistake, man, the flinch. I think the one. But again, and we've never seen that. And there's the guys in the comments. I want to acknowledge. We'll ask him this question for you, Parks, if we get him back here.
Mm-hmm.
But Brandon said never seen someone flinch when the other guy's measuring. We talked about that. Glad he was able to answer that question. Support from Del Minner, of course. And then another comment about Mark Smith. I don't know if there's something to this, but the tensing up thing, Mark kind of giving that direction. Again, we've talked about this. We want the refs to be on the same page, and I still don't believe that they are. I think some guys are requiring measures, some aren't. But it looks like we got Angel back, so we'll get him back up here.
Got you back.
Can you hear us? Can you hear us, Angel?
Oh my gosh, dude.
Uh-oh.
Are you good?
I'm back. It's not working.
He probably can't hear us. Angel, can you hear us?
Yeah.
Yeah, can you hear us?
Can't hear myself.
We can hear you, my man.
Mic's not working for some reason. 1 second.
You're good. All right, so we'll let him take care of that. But yeah, I mean, again, I think I thought it was interesting, and you know what? I didn't notice it until we watched it back, where he's like he's moving around, and I mean, that's uncharted territory. Does that count as a flinch? Because it's impossible for him to get back to the exact same position, right? When he adjusts. So it's an interesting one. Let's see if he's back here. Angel, can you hear us?
Is he still talking to me?
We're good, my man. Yeah, we can hear you, dude.
What the fuck?
No, I think he has his girlfriend watching the stream, and then So
right.
we'll see if we can get him back. If not, of course we'll continue trudging forward. In the meantime, Mark did a phenomenal job, in my opinion. I think Angel just misinterpreted what he meant. Okay, all right, that's good clarification there. In the meantime, you were going to say something, Core.
I forget now, my man.
I don't know. Yeah. So look, first things first, we're at an hour 15 minutes. So anybody who's still here, absolutely appreciate you guys that you're listening to us, and obviously these strikers for over an hour. But if you'll indulge me just really quickly, I've made some comments about the cleanliness of season 2 versus season 3. I've said, and I'll say it again, season 3 has been a cleaner season than season 2. I've caught some shit for it, as I've expected, and I'm here now. I want to just throw up a couple numbers before we bring Angel back on. If you take the exact same amount of matches that have happened to this moment, 4 episodes, 11 matches have happened on season 3. If you take the first 11 matches in season 2 and you compare them, you're comparing 11 total fouls in 11 matches this season versus 16 total fouls in 11 matches in last season. That comprises of 2 disqualifications last season versus 1 disqualification this season. Brian Kerr, obviously, of the flinching. Now, the fouls are different. They're offensive fouls versus defensive fouls. We're seeing a lot more defensive fouls this time, which is flinching. My personal opinion, and I'm sure a lot of people will agree with this, defensive fouls are much less dangerous than offensive fouls. And I think that medically is also supported. There was 6 flinches on this season so far and 5 clubs. Like I said, 1 disqualification for a total of 11 fouls. Season 2, there were 7, no stepping fouls. Season 2, there were 7 stepping fouls, 8 clubbing fouls, and 1 flinch. Less flinches, not disagreeing with that, but there were 7 stepping fouls and 8 clubbing fouls, 2 disqualifications in the same amount of matches. The first 11 matches we saw in season 2 versus the first 11 matches we've now seen in season 3, these are the stats. So I am correct, factually, that season 2 is not as clean as season 3 is. So for those of you saying that I'm wrong, you can disagree with me on my takes, but you can't disagree with facts. These are the numbers. And if you don't believe it, go back and watch them and tally them up and call me on my shit when you have the numbers. But until then, the stats say Ding's right. Appreciate it. Now, moving on. Angel, let's get him back.
Yo.
Angel, can you hear us, brother?
Yeah, my grandma called me.
All good, brother. No worries at all. Cord, you had a question, I think, that we were going to get for the final one. We just talked about the face and the facial ripping. Then you talked about the translator being on stage, which was an interesting one.
Yeah.
Then the conspiracy theory came.
Let's talk about the hematoma. Did it affect at all your ability to continue on here? I mean, I don't know if we heard or not from Dana. So I mean, if you want to take a pass, go right ahead. Because did he officially say in the episode if you guys are sticking around or if you're both going home? I don't really know. I forget at this point.
So yeah, they're not gonna say anything in the rest of the season. Pretty sure about us. Besides that, we're going home. But yeah, I was asked to stay and try to wait and see if my hematoma would go down, and if I can make it to the next one. And I didn't think it was going down. I just asked to go home and just make it to the next event. I knew my fight. Everyone was saying I got fight of the night, and yeah, that I just knew my hematoma was gonna go down. The other guy, he dislocated his shoulder, dislocated his thumb right here, and then got a hematoma too a little bit, but so he was going home for sure. So yeah, they asked me to stay, and I said I just wanted to go home.
Gotcha, my man. I mean, entertaining fight all around. We've seen Dana obviously say some positive words about both of you. you feel like you've done enough? You feel like you're going to get a call once again to you know, show your skill set up there up on stage again? Have they said anything to you?
Oh yeah, for sure. I think I'm gonna fight someone in the top 10 next, and it won't be too long until I do. No matter if it's in Dubai, Texas, Miami, wherever it is, Las Vegas, I'll be there. And you know, I'm gonna come twice as hard. This was just the first time I've done it, and when I actually did it, it definitely surprised me just as much as it surprised everyone else when I knocked the Russian down, and you know, just how the fight went. And yeah, but yeah, I'll definitely be at the next event. Power Slap 8, Power Slap 9, 10, whatever it is. Or no, 9 or 10.
Awesome, my man. Appreciate you. You have a home here at Slap News anytime, all right?
Yeah, for sure. I want to show my shirt real quick. Is that cool?
100%, man. Go
Absolutely,
right ahead,
man.
dude.
For sure. So I got this is my Hangtown Slap shirt. It says die slow, and then it says don't lose your soul right here. And then it says the Hangtown Slap.
Nice, my man. Where can people get that?
So they're gonna have to. I'm releasing the website on Instagram right now, and from there, it'll be out there in like the next couple days.
All right, my man. Looking forward to it. Glad you're getting into the entrepreneurial spirit. Hopefully we get to see you up there soon, my man.
Yep, this is also my dad, Ronnie Ron the Outlaw. Oh yeah, that's who I got my name from. Yep.
Great to see you, man. Appreciate it.
All right, guys. Yep. Have a good one.
Take care. Thanks,
Take care,
man.
brother.
All right, Ding. There we go. We're getting long in the tooth here. Let's wrap it up. Final parting words. I thought that was a phenomenal episode. Probably one of the better ones. We had some really competitive matches along the way. Entertaining. We see Sass Billy moving into the house. We see Rod, obviously, moving into the house, continuing on. Seems to be the end of the journey for both Angel and Alex. So let's just keep on moving, man. I appreciate you for joining me. I know you guys big commitment as well. Everyone who tuned in, as always, we appreciate it, whether you're watching us on YouTube, X, Rumble, or on Facebook. We just want to keep on bringing you guys that narrative. We keep coming back to you every Tuesday and every Wednesday with our live shows and bring you guys interviews coming up later on Thursday, Friday in the week. So stay tuned. Slap News on Instagram for all the updates. And of course, as always, we release those videos here on YouTube. Appreciate you guys. We're out once again. We're back live next Tuesday at our new time, which is 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. in the East. Take care, Ding. We'll talk soon.
You too, brother.